So I'm Craig Rice, Montgomery County Council member, and I'm here at the Agricultural Reserve at Jamison Farm, learning about no-tilling, a practice in which we're being more environmentally sensitive when it comes to how we grow our crops, more importantly, how we plant our seeds and then reap those crops.
50 years ago, my father
This is 50 years of no-till in Montgomery County.
was lucky to be the recipient of some individuals that were being taught a different method of farming, no-till farming. One of the main things we want to show everybody, this planter here, basically where you do not till up the soil, you knife it in basically. And essentially it was a fantastic way to serve as a conservation for farming. Montgomery County was one of the first counties to introduce no-till farming in the state and actually in the country. Versus the conventional way, you would go out there and you take a great big tractor like the ones that are pictured in the background, and you would have what they call a disc or a plow. And if you can kind of envision your backyard with nice grass there, well, to plant you want to have a good seed bed, you want to kill all the weeds that are in there. So what you do is you take a disc or a plow and you just start turning the earth and turning the earth. Whereas with no-till farming, we're able to go out there in the spring of the year and put the planter in the field. It's what they call a frame-mounted cutting coulter. This is what physically opens the soil. Seed flowing into this, what they call a mini hopper, and that soybean or corn or plant will come out and it'll drop into the soil and plant our seed directly in the soil with zero tillage. And what that does, it reduces a lot of sediment erosion. I said we could save on fuel. So if you got to drive the same route a few times, you've got to pay a lot in fuel, time, your labor. We could save on the many trips across the field. And when you go to till up the land, you got to make 2, sometimes maybe even 3 passes across it to get the seed bed prepped for seeding. See here, you can virtually can't even tell.
Can't hardly tell.
Can't hardly tell that it was, and even right here, it has buried it in the ground. Take your knife. The carbon emissions are reduced. There it is, yeah. So there's your 2 soybeans, and you can see this. I mean, the planter's doing the talking, not me. It enables the moisture to be retained in the soil, which is pretty critical for these types of soils. You have moisture in the soil, you can you can somewhat ensure a little bit better of a crop. It seems that a lot of farmers around here have felt that this is a better way for us to grow the crop in this region.
What the no-tillage approach means is that they eliminate basically the runoff from the property, and they retain all the chemicals that they have to put in the land. The seed, everything stays on the land. So when it rains, it stays. They're able to retain moisture, and that helps with their plant growth. And it also protects the Chesapeake Bay, because the materials stay on the land. And that's a big thing. I hadn't appreciated that.
From the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland, and this is a proclamation. Whereas 50 years ago, Montgomery County was the first county in Maryland and one of the first jurisdictions in the United States to implement conservation tillage and no-till farming, which are methods of soil cultivation that reduces erosion and nutrient loss, resulting in a more sustainable way to farm in the county 12 years prior to the creation of the Agricultural Reserve.
Creating a more efficient and sustainable means to produce commodities crops while conserving soil moisture, soil from erosion, and greatly improving water quality in the county and the Chesapeake Bay watershed. And from this day forward, Robert Raver, the individual who pioneered this technology, will be referred to as the father of no-till agriculture. Presented this 20th day of July in the year 2018, signed by our council president, Hans Reamer. Congratulations, Robert Raver.
These guys have been laboring in the field, such as it is, for so many years. They've included so many environmental advances in their work, and they still face struggles as we go forward. But at the end of the day, they're the people that made the Ag Reserve what it is.